Hello and welcome back. Today it's all about getting the external door to the balcony prepped and ready to weather seal. When I went out and had a look at it, I realised that there was a lot more work needed, so I've already been doing that today. If you're new to my channel, I'm Deirdre, and this is all about fixing those little jobs that get neglected. It's been my February KISS challenge, keep it short sister, and I have tried really hard to just deal with the small projects that really have been neglected along the way. Now this was started by Sophia over at My Great Challenge. Her challenge was to have a month doing really good cleaning of the house, to get her routines back in order and to make sure that everything was running smoothly. And she invited other people to come and join her in the process, other YouTubers. Now I've linked her playlist down below, so there are lots of interesting people on that if you'd like to go and check it out. What I did, however, because I had spent January getting my house pretty much back to zero already, I decided I needed to work on those little projects, and so this is my take on that challenge. I put a seal on the front door yesterday, and today it was going to be all about putting it on the balcony door, which was really exposed to the elements. It gets the wind, it doesn't get rain, it has a couple of times, but only when it's very windy. But it gets a lot of heat, and that is the most important thing. It's blisteringly hot, and it's the great Aussie sun that is so strong and harsh. If paint can stand up to Australian conditions, it can stand up to them anywhere in the world. So I went out and I filmed it already because it had to be done in the early morning. That's because you can't paint in the sun. Now I wouldn't want to be out there in the heat anyway, but you can't paint when it's very hot, and you can't paint when it's very cold unless you use a particular type of paint. You have to buy a special type or a special additive. But mainly you can't paint in the sun because the paint just goes off so quickly. You make an awful mess, ruin your brushes, you get cross, but that's beside the point. It's just not recommended that you paint anything in the sun. So I have done it already when that area was in the shade, and I can tell you it needed a lot more work than I really had thought. And as soon as I started doing it, I thought, oh, okay, look, I won't do it properly. I won't do it the way I would do it if I was restoring it. But for the meantime, this is at least going to clean it up, protect it from the worst of the elements, and get the project underway. So now I'll show you what I did, and then I'll come back and talk about it. It's in pretty shabby condition generally, and not great on this threshold. Now you can see here, we were talking about door stops, and this is the shape of the threshold, so the door shuts up against this, and on this side the threshold, the door stop, and that stops it from effectively trying to swing through further than its hinges would like. And that's why when I put the weather strip on, it has to go on the side it swings to. So inside or out, that's where you put it. You put it the way it swings towards you is always going to be the side that you put the weather strip on. I've got some filling to do. You can see along here there's some holes. Don't know what's been attached to that. This is what I have, my essential go-to headphones, sander, noisy sander. It's a multi-tool, great little beast, a multi-tool. You can put all sorts of attachments on here. A scraper for the really nasty bits, and also just a hand sanding block. It's just going to take off some of the worst, and I'll do that and then I'll start filling it. Now, I've sanded back some of the worst of that, but I just wanted to show you what the next issue is. Somewhere in the past, somebody has found the door stuck, and they have savaged it with a plane and never actually repainted over the top, which is just a way of ensuring that the door will swell and stick again in bad weather. I'm about to start painting. I'm actually going to do it sort of the wrong way round because I want the paint to get dry before the sun hits it. I can always fill after the paint's a little bit drier. The first hand-fisted. Can't do it one-handed. Here you go. That's better. Right, now you know the rules, because I've taught you about this before. You dip your paint in, your brush in, slap it off against actually both sides, I tend to. Now this scraping it off on the top, it just goes everywhere. So you pat it off. It's a nice full brush. I haven't taken it all the way up to the stock, and now I'm going to start putting it in. See how I'm holding it? See, painting on the glass already, trying to look anything. Hold it like that, and this is cutting brush, so it's already got that angle on it, which is nice, and then you lever it up into that gap. Right, let's start. What I should have said is I've dusted it off really well between the sanding and now, and given it a quick wipe down with a damp cloth. It's all dried off now, which is good. This is not making it back to new. This is a rescue job on the timber, and our sun is so strong down here in Australia. If you ever come on a holiday, don't ever underestimate our sun. It goes along with all the other things that can hurt you down here, like spiders and snakes and sharks and jellyfish and crocodiles and poison fish as well, I think. But right now, it's time for a coffee. Now here I go, and just in time as the sun comes around. Look, it's an old door that's been painted very badly in the past, but my aim today was to seal it up. I have some filling to do along here. I will fill the worst of these marks that are left over from chip paint. At least the raw wood is now covered and tidied up a little. I've given it 2 coats of undercoat, and the same on the door. Now you can see where I'm going to have to fill. That was a mark where the door used to jam back against here, and one of the very first things, so I have to wash that now, one of the very first things I did was to put a cabin hook on so it wasn't slamming into here, and that is the result of that. It really was a mess, so at least it's now weather tight, and I'll come back with the top coat after it's had a day to cure. So as you can see, I've scraped it to get the worst of the loose paint off, and then I've sanded and brushed and cleaned it up a bit, and then I have put on 2 coats of undercoat. I had quite a few questions about should the seal go on the inside or the outside of the door. Where you pull the door towards you, that's the side that you put the seal on, because when you close it, you're closing it against the threshold. And that obviously isn't the case on the front door, but on the back door it certainly is. The back door, the balcony door, it certainly is. And so that is a good example of where it goes on the outside, because on the balcony door, because it opens outwards, and the front door, actually you pull the door inwards towards you, and so it goes on the inside. Now because there are door stops on where the door meets the door jamb, then in fact as you take it along underneath, along that bottom part of the doorway, then where I had to cut it back on the far corner, it was an area where the door jamb was already there, so it was already sealed up to that point. I wasn't letting air in or out at that point, because where you couldn't see, it was already hard against the door stops. Well, tomorrow I will not finish this project that I've been working on today. Rather, I will take you on a little apartment tour, because everybody's looking forward to it, and I am as well. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Also give me a thumbs up, because that's good. And don't forget to go across to down below. I've got the link for Sophia's channel with the playlist of all the other YouTubers. Really lovely, interesting people doing interesting things. So please go across, have a look at those. I'm sure you'll find some people that you'll enjoy following. And I hope that whatever you're doing today, that you're having a lovely time, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.